Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another round the clock cricket with me, Rahul. We have Sudip, Ishanjan, and Ayan. We'd like to have Kunal also would be joining maybe in some time. A very bad day to review, basically, after a very shock loss against a very mighty South Africans who have put all their might, looking one of the favorites in this tournament as we speak today. And West Indies also going ahead with a huge NRR today, looks like, and that's bad news for India as I look at that match. Uh, Let's start with Ayan first, then Ishanjan, and then Sudip, and then reverse. Ayan, too many things to discuss in short time. So just pinpointing on what is wrong with India right now in T20, which is Gautam Gambhir's favorite format. So the question is pinpointed. What is wrong with India in T20?
I think, there is. See, we are this team is an absolute giant in T20 internationals in slow, low wickets and small grounds. That is typically the type of wickets which we play on during IPL. These players are extremely good, but we have also seen that the Indian batting, lineup has had massive issues these days, both against the spinning ball, as well as if you have pace and swing seaming pitches, right? We've had terrible problems both in these sinning wickets as well as spinning wickets. So that gets caught out badly in test matches, and that is why India has a horrendous record in tests for the last 2 3 years, 2 years at least at home. So the T20 players, I mean, I think no one plays Test cricket at the moment except for Sundar, probably among the batters. I'm saying, but they are afflicted with the same problem. So if any deviation happens in the pitch, as we saw at Motera, it was actually a seaming pitch, as a result of which, Tilak Verma lost his wicket because he came out and tried to play a huge shot and the ball deviated just a fraction. If this were a typical, wicket at Nagpur or Kanpur or something like that, or even Chennai and Bangalore, that probably would have been a six. But because the ball seamed here, he was out, right? Abhishek was looking completely out of ease because again he's not at all good. When it comes to playing the seaming wicket, technically he's pretty bad.
So
That
I
is very.
interrupt you, Ayan. Do
Uh,
you think Sanju finally should play now?
I believe that probably he's slightly better technically. I mean, still, I mean, Abhishek Sharma looks. See, that is another. I was coming to that. A big problem of this Indian team is that Abhishek Sharma is massively out of form because he has been really delivering wonderfully. He's probably the world's
So
top-rated
that means
T20
that
bat.
India is overrated with two, three players, Ishan, Abhishek,
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
three, and Varun Chakravarti
Ishan,
is also out of form. So three
Ishan
players
played
on
quite
whom on the
well.
team is best, basically.
Yeah. Ishan played very well, and this was a pitch where the spinners didn't got almost very little purchase. Though Kishan Maharaj got wickets, but they were wickets. I mean, by the time Kishan Maharaj came into bowl, India had already lost the match. Okay, so they were not very important because Surya, everybody was out. So it was clear that we were losing by the time Kishan
I
Maharaj
think
came.
now, Ayan, there's no option but to play Samson, whether you like it or
I
not, I
think
think.
so because Abhishek looks horrendously out of form. I mean, yesterday he did hit a couple of fours, but he looking like he was going to get out any time,
Yeah.
right? In
Hmm.
fact, I wrote a message in our group that this is looking a bit dicey, and immediately I think
Yeah.
he got
Immediately
out.
went out.
Right, so it is very clear that he's badly out of form. So that has been a big
So
blow
the
because
first
he's
point
been
coming out
brilliant.
of our today's discussion, Ayan, is that the batting order is not in right place. That's what you
It
were
is
actually going at.
batting order. I would say that the batting quality itself is a problem. If you have
And also off
right?
form players, key players in off form, key
Yes,
players
key
in off
players
form,
in off form, the general batting will be struggling the
struggling.
moment you have a bit of juice on the pitch. If you have juice, this batting is going to struggle. Very clear.
Because
Oh,
if
yeah.
West Indies wins today in a big
Yeah,
margin, looks
India's in
like
big trouble. India's in big trouble
India is in
because
huge. I mean, I
the
think they have to score
moment
about 450 against
no, no.
Zimbabwe.
The
That looks like
moment there are three teams winning two
uh,
matches, India will be in big trouble because
big trouble.
a
Yeah,
loss by 76 runs, 77
in a
runs.
T20
So
format.
It is like it is an innings defeat. It's an innings
Yeah,
defeat
it's
in
an
test
easy.
matches,
Correct,
right?
correct, correct,
So
correct, correct.
minus 3.8 is mighty bad. So if there are three teams which at 2 wins each, India is in very big trouble. But maybe as I think that's a different question altogether. That this may be a blessing in disguise if we have a bad T20 tournament, but that's a different question. I mean, nobody wants to lose. This is a
So
World
finally,
Championship.
Ayan,
We should
summing
win.
up, we don't have much of time. Summing
Yeah.
up, what is the problem now? Gautam Gambhir test match we have discussed. One day we discussed. Now T20s. Favourite
There
batting also.
doesn't
What's the
appear,
issue?
again, Rahul, I don't think there appears to be a plan B where you are having the same, because the same thing he does in test matches, this thing, his policy of playing all rounders, he doesn't want to change that at all, right? And irrespective of India losing everything, getting blasted by New Zealand and all, he keeps on doing the same thing, right? Here what we see is that there are people hopelessly out of form, and I think there's even something wrong with the spirit of the team. I mean, Surya Kumar made some very, very sort of aggressive comments against Sanju in his press conference. I mean, that was not warranted by from a captain at all. So maybe things are not great in the spirit with the spirit of the team. Kuldeep ke saath also, it appears that there might be a bit of issues, and he was not
And
playing as well.
Surya was laughing when he was being questioned in the press conference immediately that
I mean, see,
how you take the loss. It has been reported, and I also saw that. We all saw that post match. He was almost very nonchalant about the loss.
yeah,
And that's
that is another thing, Rahul. Somehow these losses don't seem to hurt Indian players. I mean, somehow we get more hurt than the Indian players. That was something which, again, I mean, our times, I mean, even I remember in Sunil Gavaskar writing in the Runs and Ruins and all that when he got out at Calcutta playing that horrendous shot against Holding, he couldn't sleep the whole night. Of course, the crowd barracked him a lot, but he felt like killing himself. He was so depressed. And these guys, they don't care because, of course, the whole value system has changed. I mean, you're getting so much money that playing, winning and losing for your country is very, very little. It doesn't really matter so
yeah.
much at all.
So
Right? So that
you
is
were
there.
saying
Team
key
spirit,
players not in form. Team
key
spirit too.
players,
Okay.
team spirit, the a bad technique. The moment there is some juice in the pitch, this batting lineup is going to be in big trouble. We don't have somebody even like Kohli or Rohit who can play, even
That
if
is
who have
pointed
good
out in
technique.
social media by a lot of netizens that
Absolutely,
absence of
that
Rocco is hurting badly now.
is probably had because because I thought that Tilak Verma had that in him, but he played a very poor shot yesterday. I was extremely, disappointed by the way Tilak Verma got out yesterday. I mean, there was no need to play that kind of a rash shot when you saw that there was juice in the pitch. These are like strong, tall bowlers. They are going to get more bounce. Initial 5 overs, the ball will seam around. So why do you play? It
I
was like
think
Harakiri.
Ngidi, Rabada, Maharaj, and Jansen
No,
and
Jensen,
Tubbs.
Jensen, those
Jensen
three.
and Tubbs, yes. All five of them are over 6 feet. All five are over
No,
six
but
feet.
Keshav Maharaj is a spinner. You forgot about Keshav
Spinner, yeah.
Maharaj. But
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 still,
the
his
four pace
action
bowlers,
is pretty high.
that's
Yeah,
okay. But he's a slow bowler.
that's the highest.
But the four
Yeah.
pace bowlers, you don't come out and try to step out at the third over of the match when the ball is
Hmm.
deviating on the pitch, right? It is
Correct. Correct.
deviating. You don't
Hmm.
come out and try to, because the ball just moved a little bit. He got an edge, and that is
Correct.
disastrous, right? You try to chase 190 runs. You're getting
Hmm.
two down for 5 runs. It's a disastrous start, right? And that
Okay.
guy Ishan Kishan getting out of a spinner. That's
Hmm.
not done, right? That's not done. Right?
Okay.
So
Thanks,
there has
Arun.
to be something drastically done. Yeah, drastic things have to happen
We
now.
will come to the team selection and the next
Yeah,
match.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, sure,
Ishanjan,
sure.
Ishanjan over dependence on spin or a form of Varun? Or what is your take on the spinning? Because you were very vocal in our group about the spin. So what is your take on two questions? Varun Chakrabarti off form, like Abhishek Sharma said, and two over dependence on spin and the wrong spinning selection with Akshar not there. So I'll give the entire spinning to you.
First of all, first of all, I will say that yesterday's wicket where the match has taken place, that was not conducive to spin at all. That was, yeah, that wicket was a slow wicket, but that was slow and that was unduly that steaming wicket. The wicket which used to happen at a time in Eden. You remember at some point this wicket used to take place in Eden Gardens when Kapil Dev, Anil Kumble, they used to play, and
Yeah,
over there
the
in
late
Eden
90s, the
Gardens,
late 90s wicket,
yeah,
correct.
in late 90s over. Anil Kumble used to take in the Hero Cup final, then the 6 wickets, the same type of which
So you were also saying like Oyon, there is a juice. There are a lot of juice in the wicket. You were
a
saying.
lot of juices wicket, and but juices in the wicket, but on the other aspect, it's since in Gujarat that's a dry place, so wicket due that's it will be that means the wicket will be much more sluggish in the later on. So when South Africa was batting, that point of time the juice was extracted, and when India was batting, that juice was extracted, and it became dry and slow surface, so that was
Because
conducive
initially
to.
we thought that South Africa scored less, but in fact they scored more actually
Yeah,
than required.
yeah. Because yesterday it was a good decision for South Africa to bat first, because in this wicket probably because when there was a juice, it's better that that juice when once it got extracted, the wicket got dry, but it was already favoring the seamers at that point of time. So in that cases, when India was bowling, it was the wicket was much more conducive towards the seaming to the ball which will create movement. In that cases, Varun Chakravarti, I will not say that Varun Chakravarti, but there was less support from the other end due to absence of Aksar Patel. I am again hindering on the
One
same
of the
point.
key points.
Aksar,
One, Abhishek Sharma. Two is Axar. Axar's
Aksar Patel,
absence, rather
absence
not
of
play,
Aksar Patel has hurted us.
and a vice captain of a side dropped. I mean,
Poor match reading. This is
poor
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 match
match
reading.
reading. It is actually poor match
I
reading.
will. The main point is poor match reading. In this match, you can't expect a player like Aksar Patel to be benched out in a very crucial match, and that too taking place in his home ground. Ahmedabad is his home ground,
Yes,
and
when you
in
know
this
when he
wicket,
knows the ground.
he has taken 5 or 6 wickets against England in Test matches. Imagine
Correct.
you are sitting out, benching out that player. So it's a pathetic and horrible decision. I don't know how can I think the Indian this think tank this team management doesn't that means they doesn't have an idea about the ability and capacity of their own players when
So
at
one
least
point from Ayan was Abhishek Sharma off form, horrible off form. That's we are coming to the team again in the round two. So second is Axar not playing. So two big decisions, right? Axar not playing has hurt
two
the team
big
badly.
decisions, and it has hurted the team very badly
So
because when the
you
point
think
when
if Axar
Miller was
played,
batting.
if Axar played in place of Sundar, so Axar, Varun, and the three bowlers in Hardik, Shubham, Arshdeep, and Bumrah
The
would have done the job. So
bowling
according to
combination,
you,
the bowling combination is perfect. Only apart from Washington Sundar, this Aksar should have been there. Only the absence of Aksar has hurted us a lot because he in the middle overs when these Christian Stubbs and these Bravies they were batting at that point of time we were looking for a certain break which Aksar could have delivered from the other end when Varun Chakravarti was operating from the other
in
end.
fact, when the
We,
match was going, you were, we all of us were very hurt, but you were very angry
yeah,
that why Axar was not playing, which we, of course, realized later. But see, the logic
yeah.
given by Gautam Gambhir is that six left-handers in South Africa. Do you buy that logic? Because that is the old logic in cricket. You have
Don't
left-handers, you play off
buy this
spinner.
logic. Left-hander, right-hander, that's a very vague logic. This logic, I don't know. I will say it's to shelve the incapability of himself. These logics are being given in order to share
So you were
because you
saying
don't
Gautam Gambhir is hiding his own incapability as a coach, and obviously this team selection is getting reflected on this incapability.
obvious because itself he has failed in ODI and Test.
Yes.
Only the remaining was is in T20. Even in this such a crucial match, I have taken aback that he has given a statement that Indian supporters are used to only win nowadays, so that a sudden loss they can't digest.
Yes, yes. I think
How
it
come a
said that.
coach
Yes.
a coach of a national team can use these type of statements? It's very much he doesn't even rely on the ability of his own player. He doesn't, because here where the match reading was very crucial, because
Wrong.
when we have lost early wickets, Ishan Kishan in the just the prior over, why you are sending, and Tilak Verma is also looking out of the form. And moreover,
I
I
had
am
told you
hitting the
this.
one
Tilak
point.
Verma is out of form. I told you this.
Tilak Verma is out of, and moreover, the role of Tilak Verma, what he was, Gautam Gambhir is saying that Tilak Verma, he wants Tilak Verma to accelerate, but the role of Tilak Verma is not to accelerate. I'm
Excellent.
pointing out this again and again that Tilak Verma's role is not for acceleration. He is the one who needs to anchor the innings. It's not Surya Kumar who should anchor. He, to some extent, you can say
Yeah,
Surya Kumar,
because if
but
your
when
number
the
four
wicket,
anchors the innings, then you will obviously you will never reach
but
200. Your number four anchoring you will not reach 200.
yeah, but when a wicket is going at the early stage in a 1 or 2, between 1 or 2 hours, you should send Surya Kumar in that place instead of Tilak Verma, because now you look to accelerate in the power play. It's not that Tilak Verma's role here is to anchor, and you are sending Tilak Verma, and you are saying him that you will needlessly you need to accelerate. So Tilak Verma is, if you have to, I remember, if you have seen India, when India was touring South Africa at that point of time, 4-0, India beaten South Africa 4-0 on their own backyard. That point of, and that all the wickets was the fast wicket. That there was no slow wicket, no sluggish wicket. There all the wicket was
That
slug.
was the
And
ODI series.
no, not ODI series, T20 series. Gautam
Acha,
Gambhir
T20.
was not
Okay.
the coach that point of time,
No, no,
because India was,
To 2023, Rahul Dravid. Yeah.
it was VVS Lakshman. It was VVS Lakshman who was the coach at that point of time. And hats off to the match reading. I remember the match reading when that time point of Sanju Samson and Abhishek Sharma used to start the innings, and that point, and he sent Tilak Verma previously used to bat at number 4, and he's the one to send Tilak Verma. And when the wicket actually tumbled down in the within third overs, because Tilak Verma is a good player against the fast bowling. That when the wicket is moving, that means not against the slow surface. He is a very good batsman when the wicket, that means is a bit is conducive towards pace and bounce. Tilak Verma is a bit, but for this wicket, Tilak Verma, I will not say that Tilak Verma is, but he requires time. He requires time because he is not a batsman that will come and accelerate. So at that point of time, he should have sent. So it's a very poor match. And why you have a specialist batsman named Rinku Singh, you are sending him after it's around that
Obviously.
means 7 down, 6 down.
There are
You are
that
waiting
is another wrong. I mean, the batting order itself, as I was discussing with Ayan, batting order itself looking very, very dicey in a crunch match
very
like
dicey.
this. Okay, thanks,
So
Ishanjan. I'll
very
come
dicey.
back to you, Sudip. Since you handle a lot of man management and PR for Indian Chamber of Commerce, my question to you is, and you handle both sides of the spectrum in politics, uh, I think Gautam Gambhir is going wrong, basically. I mean, having said that, Ravi Shastri himself is a very flamboyant coach. He had a lot of, I mean, what do you say, colorful life after post match. We all know he's a very colorful guy, but he was able to control the team much, much better. As also Rahul Dravid. Of course, Rahul Dravid is a different genre. But Ravi Shastri as a coach, I was very critical at that point of time. But Ravi Shastri as a coach was way ahead of Gautam Gambhir. If you see now, Gautam Gambhir doesn't learn from mistakes. He keeps on doing the same thing, tinkers with the batting, as Ayan said, gets wrong people at the wrong places. And we are, as today, Brett Lee, as you rightly said, Brett Lee, the whole world is laughing at us now. Your take on the man management portion before we move to Ayan for the road ahead.
Yeah, I'll just come to the man management. First of all, just I would like to say, with Gautam Gambhir, there is no stability in the Indian team. Nobody is sure of his place in the team, which position he's going to bat, whether he will be selected or not. See a vice captain getting dropped for without any valid reason. How is it going to
And no reason given. And no reason given.
how is it going to improve the spirit of the team? You tell me. There is absolutely, the spirit is at its lowest, at the moment. Everybody is feeling insecure at the moment in the team. There is, everybody is playing out of fear. There's some kind of, I don't know, some kind of fear gripping the team. There's so many, their confidence is not being, there's totally lack of manpower management. Gautam Gambhir, with his kind of egoistic person he can never be a good in manpower management. He may, uh, see, first of all, you have to gain the confidence of the players. You have to be, if you want to be a good manager, you have to set aside your ego. You have to first of all, look at the interest of the team overall, rather than your
I
personal
remember
likes and
in
dislikes.
2015, 14, and Ayan will agree with me, Virat Kohli was dating Anushka Sharma. There was a lot of roar in the media that Virat, obviously a very high-flying vice captain in the series in which Dhoni stepped out. In the last test,
Mhm.
Virat was a captain at Sydney. Virat was not allowed officially to carry Anushka,
Yeah,
but Ravi Shastri insisted the board to allow him to carry, and what he got was 300s in that 14 series.
yeah, yeah,
So he knew that Virat would have required the emotional support of his girlfriend, and he
yeah.
made an exception. I don't think any other player would have got that exception leeway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
Actually,
just
Ravi
bringing that
Shastri,
point.
what is more important, Ravi Shastri could get the best out of the players. That was his biggest quality as a coach.
That's the biggest. What he may have a lot of drawbacks as an
He may have a
administrator,
lot
as
of,
a player,
but
he a lot of limitations as a human being also. But he was a fantastic coach because he got the best out of everyone.
because he could read the match situation. The reading the match
Exactly as
situation is very important.
Ishanjan, yes.
That is very poor. Gautam Gambhir has no sense of what is going on actually in the middle. His
And he
match
doesn't change.
reading,
It doesn't change anything.
he
That's the
just
biggest
goes
problem.
by his own whims and fancies. For him, his personal ego comes first than the interest of the team, and that is the biggest quality.
So
That is big.
as a PR manager, you've been doing a job this for
This is
25 years. Do you think this is dangerous? It's a very
this
dangerous
this
precedent
is
set.
dangerous. This is not doing the team any good. I mean, the spirit of the team is at its lowest now at the moment. They don't have any backup plan now. They are now looking at the exit door at the moment. They don't have any plan B. The way
Yes, because as Ayan said, three teams winning two, and West Indies on the verge of winning today. If there's
more
a
than 100 runs they are going to win
uh,
today.
win by more than 100, so I think India will have to score 500 almost, close to 500 against
This
Zimbabwe,
is
which
this is ridiculous
250
now
ridiculous. And India is almost on the exit, as you
on
rightly
the
said. We'll
exit door.
come back to
Exit
you.
door.
Yeah, come back to you, Sudip. Ayan, in 2, 3 shows before this, when we discussed Gambhir's problem in the test, you had said that, I mean, you were very sarcastic in saying that I was asking you, you said that nothing is going to change with BCCI is not going to change. And we all agreed. Ishanjan said the word, that litmus test is what he said, that the T20 World Cup is a litmus test. We all agreed. Now, looking at the exit, I think I mean, it's looking very difficult for us to, we'll beat Zimbabwe maybe. In the West Indies match is going to be the crunch, but if we beat Zimbabwe by a bad margin, we're probably out, even if we beat West Indies. So, do you think, I mean, I'll start with the tough thing before we move to the next two matches. Do you think uh, probably time to look beyond Gautam Gambhir?
I mean, certainly, if we do not, if we lose any one of the remaining two matches, then that is disaster. You have already performed, you know, the worst ever. The performance you've delivered in tests is the worst ever by any Indian team in its test history. We have never lost back to back two series at home. We have never lost five tests out of six at home. Never since we started playing cricket in 1932. Right? So, in 94 years of test cricket, if you have a team with a coach which has lost five out of six matches at home, there has to be very serious thinking, right? Now, the forte is supposed to be T20. You're playing at home. The biggest possible, advantage that can happen, because you have curated pitches, you have completely familiar grounds, you have tremendously partisan crowds, right? Everything is in your favor. If you fail to qualify for the semi-finals, that is shameful. Okay, and I think that if then also you do not think time has come to take this is not even a drastic decision, to make sensible decisions, then I don't
That's
know
what
where we are coming
That's
from.
what Bretley said. You have to, Indian cricket will go 15 years. That's what exactly
This
he
is
said.
not a drastic decision, Rahul. If you fail to qualify for a T20 World Cup semi-final
At
playing at
home. And being the
home,
world number one team, being the world number
that
one team.
is just not acceptable. That is not. I mean, and if you look at the performance till now, we struggled against the US, right?
We played a
Pakistan.
very easy group. I've been saying
Yes,
this.
yes, yes.
Namibia,
Tremendously easy group.
Netherlands, US. Any Pakistan match, we knew it will be won by India.
Yeah,
So a
Pakistan
easy
again.
group.
It was a.
Yeah.
I mean, if Pakistan had batted first, that could have been a different story. They did not. They fell into whatever they had. They have their own problems, and we just sailed in the match. But the
People in
moment we got a tough team, we lose by 77 runs. Man, that is shameful, right? I mean, hopefully. I mean,
yeah,
of
we
course, if
all
South
said that will
Africa,
happen.
yeah, if South Africa wins all the matches, then India probably will qualify if they win the
That is
next
the
two.
only way out.
Yeah,
Only
yeah,
way out.
no, not really only where there will be mathematical possibilities always. I mean, you can have three
Today,
teams with
today
one win
West Indies
each.
winning by more than 100 runs, as we all
Right, right.
know.
I
I
mean,
think
see,
it's driving a nail in the coffin for India
it
almost.
might be so. The match against West Indies at Calcutta becomes a very crunch match. It's like a qualifying match,
As I
right?
wrote, yeah, as I said,
Yeah,
that it
yeah.
is going to be a
If they,
knockout. It's a not do or die. It will be
it's
a
a
do or die.
knockout match. It's a knockout match for India. So if they don't win, they're going to have to be
I
looking,
think
and it is almost out.
I think even if they win, Ayan, they might be shown the
If
exit.
West
Even if they
Indies,
win.
if West Indies defeat South Africa, they'll be
Uh,
it will be very tough. Of course, it will be very tough. So what has to be done now? Clearly rethink. I don't know what Washington Sundar is achieving in this team. I am a big fan of him. I really like his
I think
his
he's more
play.
of a test match player rather than an
Yes,
ODI
yes.
player.
I absolutely think he's a solid in terms of
Red ball
spirit.
player.
He's extremely good in in his spirit. He's a very very fiercely competitive cricketer.
Competitive
One of the
guy.
few batsmen who gives real value to their wickets in tests. Maybe good in ODIs as well. But in T20s, I mean, if this were happening at New Zealand in the Sena countries, I would have had him in the team. But in this kind of an
You were
environment.
the first to point out that if the World Cup was in Sena country, India will not even qualify for the knockouts.
That is
And
almost clear.
I agree with you.
I mean, now with this,
In 27 with this
yes,
team, I cannot bet this team to go beyond the
yeah,
round
because
8,
see,
go
just
beyond the
like
quarterfinals.
I mean, there is big time problems in Indian batting
Cricket.
against in any kind of a competitive surface, be it pace or spin. That has to be first acknowledged. Problem is that is not even getting acknowledged because we are a country which is mad about the IPL, right? This
That's the problem, yes.
IPL is like a drug for us, right? We are addicted into IPL for the
And that is
two
destroying us. That is
months.
destroying us. That is
Absolutely right.
destroying.
Because if they fail to go into the semifinals in T20 World Cup happening in India, that is a very, very pathetic result, and that should demand drastic changes.
We said last time also that heads should roll now. Heads should
Absolutely
roll.
right. I mean, they don't care about test matches. Very clear. Keep on
Yeah.
losing. This still doesn't
Yeah.
happen. Nothing happens. Here,
Hmm.
I guess, if they do not look at the batting order very carefully, see that you see Sundar and Tilak Verma, similar type of players. You don't need two players of the same ilk in
And you
conditions.
don't need. I think what Sudip Ishanjan rightly said. You don't need Rinku Singh right now. Gavaskar said the same thing. Maybe
Yeah,
you
you are
need
not
Rinku Singh.
even utilizing Rinku Singh, right? I mean,
Rinku Singh,
see,
correct.
Rinku
He's
Singh.
coming at 7 or 8. I think he's
Yes,
coming at
yes,
8.
you
I mean,
just,
there's no
it's
point.
useless. It is useless, right? I mean, he's
You do
not
not
given.
allow him to play. With Ishanjan made the point
Yeah,
yesterday. You don't allow him to play, and then you
I mean,
term him
see,
a bad player.
previously what used to happen was, you use those, these bunny matches like Namibia and all that.
Correct,
You
correct,
use that
correct.
to do experiments. You
And
have Rinku coming at number 3.
that has always been for
Give him
any
some
coach that in
practice.
inconsequential matches you get your B team,
You get
and in
your
the
B
main
team there.
team.
Right, and here you have this guy who, by the way, remember Rahul, Rinku had a bad IPL last year.
IPL,
So he
very bad
does
IPL.
not
Yeah,
appear to be in great touch. I mean,
touch.
somehow he's also, I mean, in that comfort zone of the coach. So he's there. I mean, I like his batting. I think he's a very aggressive player. He's fearless. But then that, I think most of these players are fearless these days. But at the same time, you need them to click because in Indian conditions, you are looking at a par score in an Indian pitch is probably 200. Right? And if you want to get 200 batting first, you need absolutely, out of six of your first six, out of six batsmen, five need to be explosive. And at the moment, Tilak Verma is not, but he's important, I guess, because as I think all of us agree that he should be there as a sensible, as a fulcrum around whom the
Welcome to
team
the.
evolves. Right?
So,
I mean,
what are the changes, Ayan, before we move to Ishanjan? What are the changes for West Indies and Zimbabwe?
absolutely,
Comes back.
Akshar Patel should play. Abhishek looks out of sorts. He's not looking like it's a
I
temporary
think had this
thing.
been Australia, any other side, they would have ruthlessly cut him off because
And
they
and
play
and
according to merit.
and see, if you have a right hand, left hand combination opening, that's always useful, right? Here you have both left handers. I mean, if Gambhir is talking about spin bowler, whatever, South Africa has many
Yeah,
left handers. So, conventional wisdom in cricket is that you always go for opposite players, right left combinations. I mean,
combination.
Sanju and Ishan Kishan seem to be the obvious choices. Because Sanju again, failed against maybe Namibia, but he got 22 or 23 of 8. That is like not bad, no? 25 run score in a T20, a match for, at 300. It's like not too bad, right? It's not really a failure. So I think right hand, left hand combination should be tried because Abhishek looks utterly out of sorts. Right, so I hope this is temporary because he's a pretty
So two changes according to you, Ayan. Abhishek
Akshar
goes out,
Patel
Akshar comes in,
probably
and
this
and
comes in,
uh, and
and perhaps
uh,
Bumrah is
uh,
very good. I would probably also think of Kuldeep Yadav against. Maybe we have both Kuldeep. I mean,
so
depends. It's on Calcutta.
Abhishek and Rinku goes out. Akshar and
Sanju,
Siraj comes in. Sanju,
Sanju.
Akshar and Sanju comes in.
Yes,
Okay,
because
yeah.
Akshar is a useful bat. He's a useful fielder, and he's a good bowler. So I would have Akshar Patel always
Okay,
playing in
Ayan,
India.
thank you so much. Really, thank you. We'll come to you for a final disclosure on the last two matches. Ishanjan, the supporters of Gautam Gambhir are saying that the same guy has won Champions Trophy and the Asia Cup. So we need to persist with him. And there's a parallel media going on in the social media. Your take on Asia Cup
I,
victory and the Champions Trophy victory, and why
I
Gautam
will
Gambhir should curse it.
I will be very I even want to answer the critic words to what Ayan sir just was clarifying few minutes before that this team regarding if playing in Sena country. I will just want to iterate the word of Satyajit Roy. Duri dhore maro tan, Raja hobe Khan Khan. সত্যজিৎ রয় হীরক রাজার দেশে দড়ি ধরে মারো টান রাজা হবে খান খান. The only problem is the route, base route. I think it's absolutely bogus team management, bogus man management, bogus team handling. So anyone as I was pointing out, the same team has traveled to West Indies 2 years before, has traveled to under the coaching of Rahul Dravid.
No,
Same
but they
team
had
has
Rocco,
traveled to South Africa.
they had Rohit, they had Virat and Ravindra Jadeja. Three big
Rohit,
players are not there.
yeah, I was coming to the point. Same team has traveled to South Africa and won the T20 comprehensively, won the T20 series by 4-0. The same player, the Sanju Samson, Tilak Verma, Abhishek Sharma, they were all there under the coaching of VVS Lakshman. Even prior to that, India won in Australia under the coaching of Ravi Shastri also. Only the man management, both Ravi Shastri and Rahul Dravid was outstanding. The only point is over here is man management. I don't think see this cricketing aspects. If we say yeah, India is bit much lagging, bit of that means when the wherever the wicket is having little bit of juicy, India is struggling. But on the other side, India is having good bowlers also who can take the wickets of the opponents within. That means who has the capacity to pick up the 10 wickets of the opponents, even more lesser runs. So in that these are all cricketing aspects. I will say the last that means as you were asking that under the coaching of Gautam Gambhir also India won the Champions Trophy and Champions Trophy and Asia
Asia
Cup
Cup.
probably. Asia Cup. The Champions Trophy, although Gautam Gambhir was the coach, but thanks to that point of time, Rohit Sharma was the captain, and it was being played in Dubai. Absolutely, that was the because the Indian team think tank, they knows Dubai very well than the other team, and absolutely India was based on only one place, Dubai, where they have played all the matches. So that advantages has been taken. As India has been India has got that advantage of playing only in one place, and alongside that was absolutely a very, again I will point it out, there was a player named Aksar Patel who has played some handful knocks in the middle order, as well as whenever he used to come, he used to pick up 2 or 3 wickets over there. And Asia Cup is a minuscule tournaments, right? Only there is one team, India, and some Pakistan, Afghanistan, hardly. So you can't. That means with the same this Rohit Sharma, under the captaincy of Rohit Sharma, India has won T20 World Cup. I will give this credit to Rohit Sharma, the management of Rohit Sharma instead, because India has qualified to World Cup final on 2023. India has won the T20 World Cup 24 under the same leadership of Rohit Sharma, and India has won the Champions Trophy under the same leadership of Rohit Sharma. And now, yeah, our ODI
I
captain
think
and
very valid
is
point,
very
Ishanjan, that basically it is not Gautam Gambhir, but the captaincy of Rohit Sharma, and
captaincy
obviously
of Rohit
Surya Kumar Yadav also failing. Thank you, Ishanjan. We'll
failing.
move to Sudip now. Finally, Sudip, what should India do against Zimbabwe? Because I'm not going to West Indies so far because that could be the crunch match. What should India do in Zimbabwe? Because West Indies, I think, is winning by 100 plus. So
Yes.
that is going to severely dent India's chance, as we all know. I think it's going to be at least a 350 score for India against Zimbabwe. So what is, keeping in mind that if India bats first, India does 350, or I think India bowls, I think they have to get Zimbabwe by 70 or 60. I think they have to get Zimbabwe all out by 60.
So,
And neither of them are possible.
so
I
I
don't
think
think Zimbabwe will get all out by 60. So what is the exact crunch of the batting? I mean, of course, we know Gautam Gambhir's mind works in a different way, but what if you were a coach, what would you have done? Two
see,
changes or three changes?
well, see, at the moment, I will make three changes in the side. See, they are at the moment the way it is, batting Rinku Singh at number 8 is being totally wasted. Rinku Singh is being totally
That is
wasted.
a very valid point. We all agree. Ranku Singh is
Yeah.
vested, basically.
So number 8. So instead of Rinku Singh, I'll keep Sundar in the team, provided if he can, because he can bowl couple of overs at the
So
moment.
you keep
Because
Sundar in the team. So Abhishek goes
Sundar,
out, Sanju
no,
comes in.
Sundar, one thing we can do is, Abhishek Sharma, I'll just do away with Abhishek and I'll go with Sanju Samson
Sanju.
to
That's
open
one
with.
change we all
Yeah,
agree.
so
Okay.
it'll be a right and left combination in the opening. So that will be an advantage, number one. Number two, I will go for, I will replace Akshar Patel. I will replace Rinku Singh with Akshar Patel.
Acha, so you're keeping Sundar. But
No, Sundar,
Sudip.
no. Sundar.
No, but then Sundar, Akshar, Varun, three spinners. I don't think
No.
Chennai, it's a slow speed Chennai, Chipok, but three spinners.
Akshar Patel, no. Sundar, instead of Sundar, I will bring in Kuldeep, just to make it more attacking.
Okay.
See,
But then
my,
again, three spinners.
no,
Akshar,
yeah,
Kuldeep,
three
and
spinners. Yeah,
Varun.
yeah, it is a slower
We'll
side.
come
The
to
wicket
Ayan
is
on
on the
that. We'll
slower
come to
side.
Ayan on
Wicket is
that
on
three
the
spinner
slower
side.
side. See,
Okay.
and I will do away with Rinku. See, if 7 batsmen cannot do anything, the number 8 will not win you
Cannot do
matches.
anything. We know that. We know that.
Will
So
not win you
Abhishek
matches.
goes, Sanju comes in for you.
Yes.
Rinku goes, Kuldeep comes in.
Kuldeep comes in, and
Another, what is the third change?
Sundar goes and Akshar comes in.
Sundar goes. So you were taking out Sundar. You said Sundar
I'm
should be
taking
there.
I'll take out Sundar. I'll bring in Kuldeep. I have
So
to be
three
more attacking.
changes.
I'll have to be more attacking now.
So you have Abhishek in, you have Kuldeep in, and you have Akshar in.
Yeah. Abhishek is out. Abhishek is out.
Out.
Sanju
Yeah,
is
that's
in.
right. Sorry,
Sanju
Abhishek is out.
Uh,
Abhishek is out, Sundar is out, and Rinku is out.
Rinku is out. Yeah, and
And what should in?
I will bat
please,
first.
please.
If I win the
You'll
toss,
bat
I'll
first.
go to bat first.
Anyway, I bat first. That's a
I'll
good
bat
call.
first. Yeah.
Okay, Sudip, I'll come to you on the result finally. Ayan, your team, very critical, this team thing. Your team against Zimbabwe. We're not going to West Indies. Chennai, Chipok, not much due, not much due. What happens?
So if you have a typical, see, Chipok used to be a lightning fast pitch in the 70s and 80s. That has changed. I think
That
it's
has
going to
changed.
be one of those, low turning surfaces.
Low turnings are 200 plus tracks.
If
Yeah.
if it's a low turning type of thing, I go with Sudip's team. Absolutely. Because I also
So
feel
you go with Sudip's
that,
team.
yes. I also feel that you should have see, you need to win the next two matches as clear as hell.
That's clear.
You
With a
need
win
to
and win by big margin. By big margin.
no, if you win the next two, then unless West Indies defeat South Africa, which is
Yeah.
not very likely, then you should get it.
Likely.
But so
Yeah.
you cannot absolutely afford to slip up in any match. Of course, Zimbabwe, if you slip, it's over. The campaign is finished, done, dead.
Finished. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that will happen. Hopefully, though
Yeah.
Zimbabwe has
I
beaten
think that
Australia.
the India West Indies
Uh,
will be the knockout. Will
the
be the
crunch
knockout
guys
match.
will knock out. So my take will be, if you have, see, it's, and it depends on a study of the pitch. If you see a typical Chennai wicket that, as per what we have these days, extremely high scoring wickets like,
Right.
Chennai,
Right.
yeah. So in
Lightning high,
IPL,
very
Chennai
high
Indians
scoring.
are like, yeah, I mean, Chennai Super Kings, like that they have fantastic records at Chennai, have a great record when they play in home matches. So I would probably have three spinners. If, however, there is a possibility of the wicket surface changing, I would probably go instead of, I would say maybe Varun, because Varun also looked very much out of touch against South Africa. I would think of Harshit Rana or something, because that gives me a batting option as well. I then
Actually,
have,
Harshit is injured, actually. He's out
oh,
of
he's
the
Harshit is
also
team.
is not there. Siraj is there. Harshit is
Siraj.
out.
So we don't have a single bowling all-rounder.
No,
No,
we
we
don't
don't have
have
a
that.
single
We don't
all-rounder.
have.
That's a problem. That's a huge
That is a
problem.
big problem actually. Then, yeah, maybe again, if it's like a pitch, which I mean, for example, on this track, maybe, yeah, but this track, I think the team they chose, I mean, they just had what? I mean, the specialist spinner was actually only Varun Chakravarti, right?
Right.
So I mean, that is a strange call. I mean, at one spinner is a very, very strange call.
That is why I was surprised if Sudip is saying three spinners. That's I'm a little
Yeah, but
surprised.
but West Indies probably would be, Kuldeep and Varun, if they are somewhat in form as well, they could be big trouble to West Indies, right? Of course, Chipok is not a very big ground. They have West Indies has is a Hetmaya and all are say very strong players. Even Misits can go for sixes, but at the same time, if in Kuldeep or Varun can land the ball in proper places, they can be really a handful for the West Indies. I mean, for Zimbabwe also, they could be really a handful. So for Zimbabwe, I think we have to crush them. So we need to win by a big margin, whether we are batting first or bowling first.
So you are
And
going by, I asked you the
attack.
team. So you're going by.
Yes, I would go with Sudip's team actually, because that is what I
Okay.
had also suggested, and I would actually go for a big. I mean, given the surface, if it's a kind of a seaming surface, I would probably have Siraj, because I do not want to bolster my batting
Abhishek goes,
against the
Sanju
West Indies.
comes, Rinku goes,
Akshar.
Akshar comes, Sundar goes, Kuldeep comes.
Sundar
Three,
goes, Kuldeep comes, or if it's not a spinning surface, not a slow low, Sundar goes, Siraj
Sundar goes,
comes.
Siraj comes. So you agree with it? Yes. We go to the team. Finally, we close up with the team. Ishanjan, agree with Sudip and Ayan?
No, I will see in the next match, since it's both the match are going to if are going to happen in traditional Indian surfaces,
No,
then it's
Chennai
different.
is going to
If
be spin. The Calcutta one, which Rajdeep Das said
traditional,
in the show, is that Eden
see if
Gardens
I
1st of March will be due.
but
Eden
seeing
match
in
will
the
be due. We're
present
not going to the Eden match. We're talking of Chennai as of now. The next match.
seeing the present situation, I don't feel the Chennai will be the slow surface at the moment, because since India requires run under the belt, India should mostly. I just want a single change, that is Akshar Patel should come in place of Washington Sundar, and another is opening with Sanju Samson and Ishan Kishan.
So
Let's
Abhishek goes. So
let's sit out
you want two changes. You
Abhishek
would want
Sharma.
two changes. Abhishek Sharma sitting
Yeah,
out. So two
yeah,
changes. Two changes.
and the change should be into the tactics of the match, not into the team, because next two matches we have to go outright. We have to go through outright from the first ball. we have to go outright for outright win. We don't have any other options. So in that cases, I don't think this time there will be traditional Indian surfaces. There will be, I think, there is a high chance that things would be betting friendly surfaces. I don't know about Calcutta. Calcutta, because Calcutta is high probability, because somewhere things can because favor again up to
No, but
because
they'll be
since
due,
it's near
Ishanjan,
the
they'll be due.
Ganges.
They'll be due. Yeah, Ganges, the wind from the Ganges, they'll be due. Probably they'll be
Yeah,
due.
in Chennai, the due factor won't come into play. But in
Correct, correct.
Calcutta, due factor might come into play by keeping in mind the due factor. I think we should play with, we are having three fast bowlers along with Hardik Pandya. If we take Hardik Pandya, Akshar Patel, and Bumrah and Arshdeep, these three should play along with this two spinner Varun Chakravarti and Akshar Patel. Varun Chakravarti, I will not sit out at the moment, because Varun Chakravarti is the, although we shouldn't take too much about the last match, because last match it was not conducive. It was as a seeming track, but Varun Chakravarti is very much critical for the next two matches. And especially in Chennai, and you remember in the Calcutta, his spell is going to be very crucial, because Anil Kumble used to be very effective at some point of time in Calcutta. So keeping in mind Varun Chakravarti is very spell is going to be very crucial, and even Ajanta Mendes also, when he used to play for Kolkata Knight Riders, his spell was going to be very crucial and game changing spell. So keeping in mind Varun Chakravarti, and again Bumrah 4 over, Varun
As we
Chakravarti
say this,
4
West Indies
Chakravarti.
win by 108 runs. Ayan and Sudip, West Indies win by 108, which puts probably India has to win by more than 220 runs against
I
Zimbabwe.
think better it would be in Eden Gardens, if the wicket favors little bit to up to some extent the swinging track, because if too much batting surface is
Sudip,
there at the Eden Gardens, then it
can you
can
get the
backfire.
okay?
Then it can
Can you
backfire,
get
because
can
West
you
Indies are
just a
also
second,
getting little
Ishanjan.
hitter.
Just a second, Ishanjan. Can you get the net run rate? I think the net run rate is up in ESPN Cricket Info. Can you get the table quickly so that we can discuss
I think West
how much
Indies is
India
at
has
the
to
top.
get
I think West Indies is at the top right now.
with net run rate with 107?
West Indies at the top now.
Okay. It will get the net run rate in Cricket Info. So just give us an idea of how it is, because then we can calculate and see what Indian
India,
is.
yeah, so West Indies is 5.35, South Africa is 3.8, and India
3.8,
is minus 3.8.
which
3
means
It's huge.
So
minus
It's a
3
huge
and
India
thing.
5,
have to get
8,
9.3.
9.3,
India
correct?
9.25, 9.15,
Which
sorry.
means India has to win 20 into 9, 180. India has to win by more than 200 runs.
No, 9.15 is about 183 runs.
180, 180,
No, but
200. So,
but another match, South Africa versus West Indies match is
Yeah, yeah,
also
yeah.
crucial,
That
and
is very
South
yeah,
Africa
crucial.
has,
that is very crucial.
That is
So,
crucial.
finally, closing off with three of you. Sudip first, then Ishanjan, and close finally with Ayan. What does India do? Bat first or field first if they win toss?
Bat first.
Sudip,
Bat first. Bat
bat
first.
first, bat
Bat
first,
first.
bat first. Okay, thanks, Sudip. Ishanjan, what do India do in Chennai? In Chennai, what do India do? Bat first or field first?
see, if India is going to, that means if India is going to field first, then India has to chase. That means chase the target within 9 overs, and that
9 overs.
India has the capacity.
Yeah,
If
either
India
India
at all
win by more
rest
than 180 runs or chase it in 9 overs. And
by
if
nine
Zimbabwe
overs,
scores 170, if they score 170 and 9 overs, I don't think India will be able to chase 179 overs. I don't think.
if Zimbabwe bats early, then we need to restrict them by within 120 and get the score by within 10 overs. And India has that capacity. I will not say that India doesn't have that capacity.
Fair enough.
India has that
Ishanjan, thank you so
capacity.
much. Thank you. Ayan, final take. We have discussed the
Bat.
team combination with
Bat.
what is and how much? How
Absolutely
much is
bad.
required?
See, because
200.
bat, you set a target of 250. West Indies scored 250 against Zimbabwe. You score straight away. You put a target of 250 plus.
Target of 250. Yeah,
250
I
plus,
was
and
thinking.
see, the moment you have to play with this NRR thing, it is always a safe bet to bat
Important
first and put
bat
a big
first.
target first,
Huge
because
total on board.
that puts a lot of pressure. It's
But
always easier.
if if West Indies wins and bats, if West Indies wins, then what do they
West
do?
Indies,
What do we
Zimbabwe,
do?
you mean, Zimbabwe.
It's Zimbabwe. If Zimbabwe wins and bats, then
Then you see, there is an advantage there because you know exactly what to achieve.
what to
That is
achieve?
one
Which
advantage. You know
and then you
exactly.
then you might be
Tune.
tempted to play
Yes,
Abhishek.
yes.
That is the
Yes,
problem with
yes.
Gautam Gambhir.
No, but
You
that you
might be
can't
tempted.
say. I mean, you don't, you don't put your team after the toss. So the team has to be
Yeah.
selected before
Has
the
to be,
toss,
yeah,
right?
that's exactly the
So
point, right?
that is you can't do that. So you have
Yeah.
to hedge your bets. You have to hedge your bets. Go by current form. Abhishek looks his feet are not moving.
No.
He
Which
looks
I think
jumpy.
Gavaskar has said very clearly that he has to be dropped. He has to be.
He
I mean, I
doesn't
don't know what
look
is happening.
settled at
Looks
all. I
settled.
mean, he looks a different player because, he's such a sort of, impulsive hitter, such a clean hitter. But I have to say, I don't like his temperament at all. He doesn't put value on his wicket even one little bit. But at the same time,
Exactly.
I've rarely seen such clean hitting for a long time. But he seems to have lost his mojo completely. I
So
mean,
with the West Indies match now clear, we have a very clear picture, ladies and gentlemen. India has to get 250, as Ayan rightly said, 230 plus, and India has to get in 8 overs, probably, if Zimbabwe bats for 8 or 9 overs, as Ishanjan said. So if Zimbabwe scores more than 150, Ishanjan, that is going to be a problem. We have to check that. Because 150 plus Zimbabwe can easily do with the team they have now.
No, then probably India might have to chase it within 11 to or 12 overs.
We'll have to check that. Thank
that
you
is
so much, ladies and
yeah.
gentlemen. Yeah.
That is
Ayan, you're saying
problematic.
something.
I was saying that is really problematic because if you set up this
Yes.
10 overs, 150 runs, that is not easy, right? Because you put, and you know what the trap is there? Trap that lies therein that you put this crazy pressure, then suddenly everybody goes for wild hitting,
I think
then you are 4 for 20. And then there you are you
I
can
think
even lose
better
the
it is to
match.
bat early. It is better
Yes,
it is to bat early, but in
But if
always.
case
India,
India lose the toss and India has to
we
enforce
pray
batting
that
second.
India bats first. Otherwise, I think
Yes,
this
yes.
match goes off. India is probably out of the World Cup if
By
India
the way,
bats
when
next.
is this match again?
India's
26th,
Rahul?
match is
Chennai,
Thursday.
26th,
India's match is
Chennai.
Thursday, 26th.
Thursday.
Chep
26th,
off,
Okay.
chep off.
26th.
Thursday.
That's a big
And
thing.
the India West Indies at Calcutta is probably the
Yeah,
crux
that I
match would
know.
be on Sunday. Yeah.
That I know. Yeah,
First
yeah.
Yeah.
March.
First
Okay,
March.
guys.
First
Yeah, I
March.
think, yeah.
Thanks so much, Sudip, Ishanjan, Ayan. We had a comprehensive
Thank you.
discussion and debate and dissection of the what went wrong. Of course, we are tired of saying what went wrong because Gautam Gambhir keeps on making wrong things and never rectifies. So thank you so much, and we only hope, ladies and gentlemen, that India wins the toss and bats and doesn't field. That puts more pressure against India. On that note, and on a very positive note, we hope we see something different on 26th. On that note, we would like to end. Finally, thanks, Sudip, Ishanjan, and Ayan. Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Good
Good
night.
night. Good night.
Right, good night. Good night.